The globes of the solar system are replicas of the cosmos in dimensions scaled down enormously, with all the limitations that implies, not least in respect of consciousness. Millions of solar systems have not yet reached the physical, gaseous, molecular kind. Millions have finally eliminated their physical world. Millions of others, again, are in quote-unquote pralaya, with suns dissolved, pending a new quote-unquote day of Brahma, when new suns are to be kindled. The suns are transformers that convert atomic matter into molecular matter. What we see is just an external, physical, gaseous envelope. The solar systems have 7 worlds composed of the 7 lowest cosmic atomic matters, 43 to 49. The highest world of the solar systems is formed from the 43rd atomic kind, their lowest world, the physical, from the 49th. These 7 worlds have been given different names in different knowledge orders. Most of those names are old, due to the misuse by ignorance, diffuse, ambiguous, meaningless, and thus unserviceable. It is high time we adopted an internationally agreed upon nomenclature, and then the mathematical one is of course the only expedient, and the most exact one. It will be consistently applied in the following. In order to make comparison easier for those interested, however, the Sanskrit terms used in India and those used by Henry T. Laurency in The Philosopher's Stone will be given. The 7 solar systemic worlds are called in Sanskrit 43. Satya, Adi, or Mahaparinirvana. 44 is named as Tapas, or Anupadaka, or Paranirvana. 45 is named as Jnana, Nirvana, or Atma. 46 is named as Mahar Prayapatya, or Buddhi. 47 is named as Mahendra, or Manas. 48 is named as Antariksha, or Kama. 49 is named as Bu, or Stula. In Laurency, they received the following Western designations. 43 is named as the Manifestal World. 44 is named as the Submanifestal World. 45 is named as the Super-Essential World. 46 is named as the Essential World. 47 is named as the Causal Mental World. 48 is named as the Emotional World. And 49 is named as the Physical World. Molecules are composed of atoms. The lower the molecular kind, the more atoms enter into the molecule. Atoms are composed of primordial atoms. The lower the atomic kind, the more primordial atoms enter into the atom. These definitions are the only ones esoterically tenable. The matter of the solar systems is called molecular matter to distinguish it from atomic matter, which is cosmic. Within the solar systems, the 7 lowest atomic kinds are transformed into molecular kinds. Each atomic kind supplies material for 6 successively more composite molecular kinds, each lower being formed from the next higher. The 7 atomic kinds thus make 42 molecular kinds, and it is these that make up the solar system. The 49 atomic kinds exist in all the worlds, occupy the same space. The 6 molecular kinds within each solar systemic world have been given analogous names and mathematical designations. 1 is named as atomic. 2 is named as subatomic. 3 is named as superetheric. 4 is named as etheric. 5 is named as gaseous. 6 is named as liquid. And 7 is named as solid. The figure of each molecular kind is put after that designating the atomic kind. Thus, the physical gaseous molecular kind is written as 49-5. The chemical so-called atom of science is a physical etheric molecule, 49-4. This molecular kind, like all other molecular kinds, contains 49 different layers of matter. To reach the real physical atom, 49-1, nuclear physicists have to work their way through 147 kinds of matter, each in succession higher than the other. No physical science will achieve that. It should be mentioned in this connection that the quote-unquote elements of the ancients, at which the chemists laugh, namely earth, water, air, fire, and quinta essentia, were their terms for the 5 lowest molecular kinds, or states of aggregation. The 3 higher worlds of the solar system, 43 to 45, are common to all who in the solar system have acquired objective consciousness in the pertaining kinds of matter. These are individuals who have left the human or 4th natural kingdom and passed to higher kingdoms. The 4 lower solar systemic worlds, 46 to 49, are also called planetary worlds. Now we are approaching the worlds of man, which man has to learn to comprehend if he is not to remain ignorant of his own existence, quite apart from existence in general. If he knows nothing about his worlds, he remains the helpless victim of all the ideologies, illusions, and fictions of ignorance in the domains of religion, philosophy, and science. Without this knowledge, he is unable to think in accordance with reality. To facilitate the consciousness development of the monads in these, the lowest worlds, the lowest 3 atomic worlds, 47 to 49, have been divided into 5 molecular worlds. World 47 is divided into the higher, or causal, 47, 2, and 3, and the lower, mental world, 47, 4 to 7. World 49 is divided into the physical etheric world, 49, 2 to 4, and the world visible to man, 49, 5 to 7, with its 3 states of aggregation, solid, liquid, and gaseous. The consciousness development in the lower 4 natural kingdoms goes on in these 5 molecular worlds. The visible world, 49, 5 to 7, can be called the special world of minerals, the physical etheric world, 49, 2 to 4, that of plants, the emotional world, 48, that of animals, and the mental world, 47, 4 to 7, the special world of man as regards consciousness. The higher mental world, or the causal world, 47, 1 to 3, the world of Platonic ideas, is man's goal in the human kingdom. Some authors divide the mental world into 3, the causal, 47, 1 to 3, the higher mental, 47, 4 and 5, and the lower mental world, 47, 6 and 7. This will be discussed further in the subsection about the consciousness aspect. The monads make up the sole content of the cosmos. The monad is the smallest possible part of primordial matter, and the smallest possible firm point for individual consciousness. If at all one should try to imagine a monad, one would perhaps come closest to picturing it as a point of force. All the material forms existing in the cosmos consist of monads at different stages of development. All these compositions of monads are being formed, changed, dissolved, and reformed in innumerable variations. But the monad's matter aspect remains eternally the same. The consciousness development of the monads goes on in and through envelopes. It is by acquiring consciousness in its envelopes and in the ever higher molecular kinds of these envelopes that the monad attains ever higher natural kingdoms. All the forms of nature are envelopes. In every atom, molecule, organism, world, planet, solar system, etc., there is one monad at a higher stage of development than are the other monads in that form of nature. All forms, other than the organisms, are aggregated envelopes, molecules of the kinds of matter of these respective worlds held together electromagnetically. In our solar system, there are organisms on our planet only. On the other planets, also the lowest envelope, 49, 5 to 7, is an aggregate envelope. When incarnated into the physical world, man has 5 envelopes. An organism in the visible world, 49, 5 to 7. An envelope of physical etheric matter, 49, 2 to 4. An envelope of emotional matter, 48, 2 to 7. An envelope of mental matter, 47, 4 to 7. And an envelope of causal matter, 47, 1 to 3. The lower 4 of these are renewed at every new incarnation, and are dissolved in their order at the end of the incarnation. The causal envelope is man's one permanent envelope. It was acquired when the monad passed from the animal kingdom to the human kingdom. This causal envelope is the quote-unquote true man, and incarnates together with the human monad, which it always encloses. The figures in brackets indicate the molecular kinds existing in the different envelopes, the higher envelopes embracing and penetrating all the lower ones. The 4 aggregate envelopes are oval in shape and extend between 30 and 45 centimeters beyond the organism, making the so-called aura. Approximately 99% of the matter of these envelopes is attracted to the organism, so that the aggregate envelopes form complete replicas of the organism. Each of these envelopes has its special purpose. Without a physical etheric envelope, the individual would lack sense perceptions. Without an emotional envelope, the individual would lack feelings, and without a mental envelope, the individual would lack the ability to think. It is the presence of these envelopes in the human organism that enables the various pertaining organs to fulfill their tasks as long as they can function. It should be emphasized here that every cell of the organism, every molecule in the cell, contains physical atoms which themselves contain atoms of all the 48 higher kinds. Just as the organism, all higher envelopes have their special organs, made of atoms, which are the seats of the different kinds of functions of consciousness and of motion. These atomic organs in the etheric, emotional, mental, and causal envelopes are in contact with each other. Since man tends always to identify his self, his monad, the ultimate self, with the envelope in which he happens for the time to be, he regards himself in the physical world as being a physical self, in the emotional world as an emotional self, in the mental world as a mental self, and in the causal world as a causal self, not knowing that he is a monad, an ultimate self. It is inevitable at the stage of ignorance that subjectively, when emotionally active, he regards his feelings as his being, or as intellectual man regards his thoughts as his true being. He thinks he is that with which he identifies himself at the time. The self knows only what it has itself experienced, worked up, and realized, what exists in its envelopes, what it has been able to learn in its worlds.